Alt D.
There you go.
I'm unmuted now. Good, man. That's some good stuff I was just listening to. Love that stuff.
Yeah, love it as well. I'll give everyone a quick background on Greg. If you haven't seen him before, he dropped some serious knowledge bombs a couple virtual summits ago. I knew that I needed to have you back here. Obviously what we're going to talk about now is celebrity marketing, partnerships with celebrities, how to get celebrity endorsement. So what you just heard was a little bit about like that co-marketing initiative where you can license your product or do kind of a joint marketing initiative with brands. Now we can think about how we might be able to do that with celebrities specifically. So let me tell you what makes Greg so amazing, because he has a long list of accomplishments. So get ready, Greg, to be complimented, I think. Often referred to as the entrepreneur's best friend, Greg has spent the past 15 years coaching thousands of entrepreneurs to raise capital, market their businesses, and ring the cash register. At the age of 21, he was the youngest owner of a full-service investment bank in the history of the United States. Since then, he's been directly involved in over $100 million in financing, dozens of IPOs and mergers and acquisitions for early stage and startup companies. He has over 35 years experience in corporate finance, capital formation, executive level management, mergers, acquisition, software development, licensing, distribution, sales, and marketing. He is a digital marketing guru who has generated millions of dollars in revenue using the exact strategies he teaches in seminars and at keynotes across the country. These days, he's on a mission to help celebrities and influencers accelerate their business growth, increase their revenues, and build brand equity through e-commerce and digital marketing. And he's going to tell you how. So he's working closely with the celebrities and influencers, and he's going to tell you how to basically do the same thing. You're the flip side, perhaps, of that equation in some of these. So Greg, how's it going? What did I miss?
I should be like, it's so embarrassing to have that read while I'm sitting here looking at the screen. It's like next time, like black me out and then, okay, welcome Greg. And then everyone can, then I can come on board. But no, it's good, man. I'm loving life.
I'll send you a fog machine and strobe light, and you can.
That's awesome.
Let's see, the two companies, obviously Celebrity Lifestyle Brands is the one that we're going to kind of talk more about, but also you're involved in LaunchCart, you're running LaunchCart. And what other projects are in the wings these days that you can talk about? Because I know you can't talk about.
Well, we just recently signed a new contract with a brand called Croz. And Croz is a new swimwear line that's being launched with Selena Gomez as one of the designers of the swimsuits and one of the ones endorsing it and promoting it and doing that kind of stuff. And it's I got to pinch myself like am I in a dream? 150 million fans. Talk about the easy button. She just mentioned something and you get about 300,000 or 400,000 visitors to the website.
That should be easy. The hard part is not breaking the site and then fulfilling, I suppose. So you got to
yeah. Well, then again, and it's all strategic, right? It's like when we got involved, the site wasn't optimized properly, really wasn't built properly, didn't have what we would want to, it's like stop all the traffic, stop, like take the post down, like you could take a post down, right? But it just wasn't there. So it was kind of a lot of missed opportunity, but we did pull back the pedal to the metal on that kind of stuff until we can get it optimized and completely reamp the whole entire site. Because again, people that don't do e-commerce for a living, they really don't understand how important every aspect of the product flow, the client flow, and everything that you and I know about, to optimize a website or an e-commerce site in particular, how important that all is and the compound effect that it has. So we're getting ready to kind of put the pedal to the metal starting about next week or the week after.
That's exciting stuff. Awesome. Keep me posted for sure. I want to see this puppy in action. So let's talk celebrity marketing. Where do we begin if we want to work with a celebrity?
The first thing is it really kind of depends on your core expertise and your core experience, but let's just talk about e-commerce because that's what we're doing. That's probably what a lot of these people on this call want to do, right? And this is some inside stuff that I would want to kind of, charge for, but, Derek's got me on here and divulging, but here's a thought process, right? So as you start to stock your celebrities and your influencers or the YouTubers or whoever they are, and you go to their website and you see that they're selling merch, right? And then you kind of do some of our little spying tools, you do a little reconnaissance and you say, wow, here, look at this. She's got 13 million fans, but yet she doesn't have a Facebook pixel on her website. you kind of look at the source code and you go, look, there's no Google Analytics. Tag Manager's not installed. And then you go look at the, the shopping cart and the checkout process, and you go, oh, it's missing this, it's missing that. I know I can, increase this. I can just by tweaking it, we can increase the revenues, right? And believe me, there are thousands of celebrities, influencers, and brands that have sites that fit that exact model, and yet they're making money. So there's another one we're getting ready to take over. They're doing $2.2 million in revenues. Now they do have a Facebook pixel on it, but the rest of the entire site is completely. They're doing just under 200 grand a month, and we're going to take over the whole complete site because they don't know what they're doing. And we know we could probably 3x the revenue just by optimizing it. So then the next step, what I would do is that I would take a Zoom or Camtasia, and I would do a video audit. Right? I would do an audit of the site. Hey, this is Greg, and I just wanted to share with you, we are optimization experts, and what we do is manage e-commerce sites for celebrities, influencers, and brands. And I just want to point some things out that I think would be of value of you. If you'd like to have us consider helping you with this, great. But if not, you should show this to your webmaster and your team, and I promise you it will increase your revenues. Right? And you kind of use that. That's just going at it with a 50-50 chance you're going to get somebody to call you back going, that guy's a rock star. I want to hire them. Now with us, we do have the added benefit of we already have celebrities we work with. So we have that credibility of everybody from Sofia Vergara to now, the Selena Gomez to Bethany Frankel, Carlos Santana, that kind of stuff. So we have a little bit of advantage with that, but it just works, right? You're giving value. You're sharing with them what they could do to increase revenues on their website and increase their conversions and whatnot. And you're saying, hey, if you'd like to talk to me, you do the whole strategy call. Let's talk, see if I can help you out, what we would charge, and kind of go from there. And that leads, if this is something new to you and you want to install that easy button with these celebrities and their fans, it's about getting one and concentrating and dominating. And seriously, you've known me for a long time, Derek. We signed a deal with Bethany Frankel last Well, we got her, actually we should say this. We got her to say yes last February. By the time we actually got the contract signed, it was like August. I already started building the website and getting everything going. Prior to that, we launched in September, and now we've done $1,200,000 in revenue, which far exceeded their greatest expectations. And now we're getting referrals from them, and the word's kind of spreading around that world. And that's kind of how we're getting these other deals. It feeds off each other. So I think of it in the real estate analogy, it's like you got to get your anchor tenant, do a great job, and then leverage that the best you can to get more jobs.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. I love it. So we've got maybe the attention of a celebrity, or how do we, if we're like selling a product, perhaps we saw KeySmart, selling a keychain. How are we sourcing or finding the right celebrity or influencer to reach out to and partner with? What are some recommendations to find the right person? Because obviously there's no chance spray and pray is going to work in an environment like this. So right. How do we narrow down our options?
Well, no, and that's a really good question. So again, depending on your strategy, and do you want to do e-commerce management? Do you want to get an influencer to help you promote your store, your product, your cert, whatever that might be? And really, it just comes back to good old guerrilla work. And there's so many sites these days as far as influencer sites. And you know what? I cheat. I have a 25-year-old daughter, and I'm like, okay, here's what I'm looking for. Here's what I do. And she's like, oh yeah, I follow that one. I follow that one. I follow that one. Right. And then you just got to go stalk them and kind of make sure that their audience is your audience, because you've seen it and heard about it, probably like I have, and we've done this, right? You spend money on an influencer and you get nothing out of it, right? They got 1 million fans or whatever that is, and you get 2 sales. I remember doing stuff with Master P for a while, and at the time, I think he had bought a whole bunch of fake fans because we got nothing from his database.
Wow, that's surprising.
So, you got to be really careful about that and figure out how you can test before you really invest and put some real money into it. But
what's the sign of that? Is there anything? I mean, aside from just like one promotional offer, right? Like with Master P, I guess it could make sense. Like maybe people only want to buy his album, but they don't want to buy merch. They don't want to buy anything else that he might offer. They just care about the music. They want the music for free, probably even. And so that becomes like a hard sale. Is there any other like way that we could predict this before even getting involved?
Well, there is those mathematical equations as far as just engagement. You look at their amount of followers, look at their average engagement per post, look at how many comments they get per post, and then go through them for a couple months. Have they promoted anything else? Try to look at the click-through rate, kind of look at the comments. Oh yeah, I went and bought that. I went and bought that. Because you can see that stuff, right? It's all there. And really, it kind of goes back to and I have never really focused on that model of just pay to play. I really wanted to form the partnership, so I always went down a different route. And as I mentioned, I think to you once before, is I love going after the celebrities and influencers brands, finding out what charity they're supporting, what they're behind, and then I contact their publicist. I think this is just a gold mine bomb, talking about dropping bombs. You contact their publicist and say, hey, look, I'm a professional e-commerce marketer, and I want to help raise money for so-and-so's charity. And the publicists have the ear. They want to get that press. They love it when their celebrity is raising money for some do good things. It makes them look good. They can get press for them. And I haven't had any publicist ever say, that doesn't sound like a good idea. I'm not going to follow up. But I've used that to get in the door to the right people, because at all costs, you want to avoid agents and managers. And I'll give you an example of that too. So we were out in Florida not too long ago, and we were at a polo match. And at a polo match, I met a guy named Nacho. And he was one of the top polo players in the world. Not currently, but he had been. And prior to that, he was also, for 18 years, a model for Ralph Lauren Polo. So I read an article online that he was the second most recognizable face on the planet to the Pope or something like that, because he had been in like 18 gazillion, billion, trillion, impressions and ads for Ralph Lauren over the last 18 years. So we met with him 3 times, talked to him, created an agreement, drafted an agreement, got it all agreed to. He agreed to everything. He says, okay, I'm going to send it off to my attorney. Well, it turns out his attorney was an agent, and his agent's just kind of poo-pooed the whole deal. And we wasted almost a week of our lives and 3 separate meetings. We got nowhere because the agent was there was no money in it for him, and it was an equity play. And these agents, they don't want equity plays. They get paid off cash, and they want cash. So you really have to be careful about how you position that when you're going after those bigger celebrities.
That's a huge one. And I definitely think on the charity side, this is a really interesting concept. And so I'm writing all the notes here. I'm like, avoid agents and managers at all costs. They want cash, and that can be a problem. So you're saying you're hinting at equity. So if I'm an e-commerce store, should I be thinking about giving equity to a celebrity in exchange for promotion? Is that a typical arrangement? It's
not typical.
Or equity?
It's not typical, but more and more and more they are open to it if they can trust you. So you go back to way back when 50 Cent took a 10% ownership in vitamin water. I don't know if you know the story, but 50 Cent took a 10% ownership in vitamin water to be the quote unquote spokesperson for vitamin water. Then within 2 years, vitamin water sold to Coca-Cola for $4.1 billion. So by the time the debt was paid off, the VCs were paid off, and everyone got their money back, his 10% netted him about $100 million in cash.
Good
so
deal.
That feeds that frenzy of going, he made more on that deal than he ever did, working his music and his rapping business. George Clooney just got involved with a tequila company about 4 years ago. They just sold that for up to $1 billion. He made more money on that transaction than he ever did making movies. So when celebrities and the smarter entrepreneurial type ones see that happen over and over again, they're about getting involved with brands. They're about owning a percentage of brands, and they want to get involved. And that's what Celebrity Lifestyle Brands is all about, helping them with that vehicle to do that. We're actually going to launch a mastermind called the SIBS Mastermind for this very purpose of continuing to have a group of people that work collectively on this and help leverage our name and our brand. But you think about that and going, it's not a hard sell if they really think that your product, your brand, your image can make them a significant amount of money. Now, if it doesn't, you don't stand a chance, because you have to put it in perspective. The bigger the celebrity, the bigger risk they have, and all they really care about is brand protection, right? So they don't want you to do one thing that could damage their brand and cause them not to get that next TV show, not to get that next commercial, not to get that next speaking gig, whatever that may be, right? So like with Bethany Frankel, she's a shark on Shark Tank. She has the Skinny Girl brand. She makes a lot of money getting on those TV shows, going on Shark Tank, and having that brand. If we did something to mess that up, it's going to cost her a lot. So there has to be a lot of upside in it and a lot of trust that you can do the right job, and you're not gonna hurt their upside. And just before I forget, just something came to mind. There's a new one of my guys that I know fairly well and he's one of my mentors too. And maybe you know of him. Do you know Tim Burd?
Yeah, of course. Facebook ad buyers group.
Yeah. Well, he and another guy just launched not too long ago this thing called Celebrity Shoutouts. And Celebrity Shoutouts is they basically are organizing, shout outs, $5,000 for this one, $10,000 for that one, $200,000 for this one, and getting celebrities to shout out a giveaway or to do something. And then again, us guys that are marketers, we just have to get real smart about what we're doing and the funnel flow of how we do that. So if I'm going to get a celebrity to do a shout out, what's my lead opt-in? How do I get it? What's the lowest barrier of entry to get a lead? Then what's my tripwire, my lead magnet, my tripwire, my core offer, my hero product? How can I monetize that to where it's profitable? It's no different than spending Facebook money, right? Or Google pay-per-click. It's like, I'm going to spend money to get traffic. How do I monetize that traffic? And that's where you just got to get real creative when you're doing, whether it's influencer marketing or something like a celebrity shout out. And then the whole partnership's a whole different thing. But I think for people to have the right product line and the right brand, I think it's a win-win to do these partnerships.
Yeah, I like it. So when do I look for a partnership with a celebrity? I need to have an established product. Clearly, I'm going to need supply chain in place. We already kind of hinted at that at the onset. Is there a revenue marker? Is it simultaneously with maybe a round raise, which doesn't even happen that often in e-commerce?
Actually, you know what? I'm not sure if that's necessary. I think it's really about the uniqueness of the product and the vertical. So I'll give you an example. I just met a guy 2 days ago, and I'm going to try to work with him to get a celebrity and partner with him. But he invented these little things. They're like they're actually kind of like my mic. So they're little round things. You hold them in your hand, and they Bluetooth to your phone. And it's for boxing, and it buzzes your hand. So buzz your hand, and it's an uppercut. Buzz your hand this way, it's a punch. Buzz your uppercut, and it's like this little thing that gets you to work out. And they've done some market tests, and so they really don't have any traction other than they've sold maybe 300 or 400 of these. They've gone around. They got a bunch of people that love it, and it's like you need that next that Tybo. I'm trying to think of that infomercial guy, the Tybo guy, but you just need a celebrity to get behind that. And now you have this fitness workout thing for boxing and whatever. And it would just go like crazy because it's so unique and it's so different and it's patented. So no one can go in there and just rip you off. And that's kind of like the pop-up pet door that I think, I don't know if I told you about the pop-up pet door.
No, tell me about this.
So I met this lady at a mall, and she invented this foldable, lightweight coroplast pet door. So basically it's an accordion, and you just unaccordion this pet door or this thing, and you open up your sliding door, you put a piece of Velcro on the top, you stick it up into the Velcro, and you slide the door against it, and it's got a flap at the bottom, and you literally install a pet door in your sliding door in less than 1 minute. I just thought it was fantastic. So we helped her get a prototype. We helped her do the manufacturing. We got her up and going. We've already done a couple $100,000 the first 3 months in sales doing our testing. Now I'm going to go to Paula Abdul, because I know Paula Abdul's got a couple dogs. She's relevant, and again, she's really relevant to the age group that's buying this. So we go to Paula Abdul and go, Paula, we can pay you X, or you can take a piece of the pie, or a combination of, we want you to be our official spokesperson. And again, that just adds that additional credibility of trust. And she's the target, right? She speaks the exact 45 to 55-year-old, mom that's buying these doors.
Mom dog.
So there's an example, right? So it's such a unique product. It's new, never seen the marketplace before, and it's ready to have a celebrity endorsement behind it.
I like it a lot. So I think that's what the takeaway is here for the audience, is thinking about that unique differentiation factor of your product, your brand, hope if there's a patentable functionality to it, and then tying that to the core audience. And then in your case, Greg, all the celebrities already, so you automatically go, oh yeah, Paula Abdul. In everyone else's case, perhaps you turn to a friend or to your own Instagram and you start hunting, right? And you start looking at celebrity profiles. So I definitely think there's a bit of the hunting process, and then narrowing it down to those 3 to 5 celebrities that might be good fits. You mentioned before about getting in with the publicist by donating to charity. So how might that look? Like, is that like a percent of proceeds go in partnership with this celebrity? What is a typical donation look like, essentially?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I was just trying to find the website. I can't remember the name of the website, but I thought it was celebrityconnector.com. You guys could check out. There's another one called Contact Any Celebrity that I've used before.
Celebrityconnected.net.
I think it's celebrityconnector.com. Check and see if that's live. And then there's contactanycelebrity.com, which kind of cool database, very affordable. The one, celebrityconnector.com, you pay them a fee and they go pitch the celebrities on your behalf. They've been doing this for 30 years, and it may or may not work out, but I know the people, and they have a really good Rolodex. And then the other one, Contact Any Celebrity, is just a database that they charge you $97 to get in, and then you can track down the publicist and the agent and the manager and an address and that kind of stuff. And so you got to get real creative on how you do that, how you contact with them. But now I forgot the question. What was the question?
What was the question? Oh, what is the actual charity?
Oh yeah, the dollar amount.
You'll look like, you say, okay, I'm going to give 5% of proceeds for the next 3 months or something like that.
So what I did and what I've done is I always said, we're going to give, I love the number 7. So we created this mod. Well, actually, again, I'm a copycat marketer. So there was this site called Sevenly. And Sevenly started doing this back in like 2001 or 2 or 3 or 4 or something, a long time ago. And they gave away $7 for every shirt sold in the campaign. So I said, I'm going to do the same thing. So I said, I'm going to give away $7 for every item sold. So whether it's a hat, a shirt, a hoodie, whatever it was, $7. And I really wouldn't make a lot of money on that, unless I wouldn't make any money on that, but I'm getting my brand out there. I'm getting the celebrity. And then the people, it's kind of a test before you invest way to work too. It's like you're foregoing any profit, but you're doing something good. And you're seeing, hey, is it cool to work with that celebrity? Because sometimes you work with these celebrities going, because I don't want nothing to do with that person. I've had that happen, and I don't want to mention any names, but it's just like, I don't want to work with this person. And then on the other hand, you do a good job and they see what you do, then they want to work with you, right? And believe me, you cut $100,000 check to a celebrity's, foundation or charity, and they love you. They love you. Like you have a relationship. So the bigger the celebrity, the bigger the commitment. So I've even gone to them in the past and said stuff like, well, I'm going to give you $7 for every item sold, but I will guarantee you a $100,000 donation. But in exchange for that, I need you on video saying, hey, go buy my shirt, go to the store, blah, 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 and $7 from every item is going to go support my charity. I said, I just need one video. That's all I need. And then I would run the ads and run all the Facebook ads and Instagram ads and Google ads and everything along those lines to make that happen and drive those sales.
Makes sense. And Jake is joining us here, or Jay, sorry. Jay, it'll just be a second.
What up, Jay?
We'll bring Jay in just a second here as we finish up on celebrity and influencer. So okay, so is $100,000 what it takes to get the celebrity's attention?
No, I've done smaller ones, and 5,000, 15,000, 20,000. Just it depends on how big they are. And then I kind of have an idea of my metrics these days as far as what kind of revenues I can generate based on how big their following is, and kind of looking at that kind of stuff as far as a good guess. So I can kind of look at it, and plus I have a cookie cutter and systemized. So for me to launch a fundraising store with T-shirts and merch. And by the way, you guys, if you want to go look at it, I'll type it in here. Bethany's Cause is a good example that I will show everybody. So what happened with me, with Bethany Frankel, I started this Bethany's Cause, and that was kind of my foot in the door strategy, right? And my foot in the door strategy helped to raise so much money for charities. Then that's what allowed me to get the Shop Skinny Girl contract to manage her whole entire brand.
There you go. So that's what it is. We want to break even on this foot in the door kind of deal. And then from there, it's like, hey, how about a conversation? That went really well. Really glad we were able to donate that money to charity. Here's the next steps.
And I made it so painless for us. Like, they didn't have to build the store. They didn't have to do support. They didn't have to collect the money. They didn't have to do returns. They didn't have to do anything. We created all the designs. We created all the lookbooks. We had her approve everything. We had her sign off on everything. And then boom, we launched. Then I put some ad budget behind it. And even after giving $7 to the charity for each item sold and recoup my ad budget, I still broke even. And I think I even made a little bit of money, but I didn't make money in my human capital. Probably might have been out of expense in a couple areas. But it was strategically, tactfully done in stepping stone, foot in the door to now contract to Now we've done over $1,200,000, I think, in the last 5 months with the Shop Skinny Gold brand. We'll probably do another 3.5, 4 million of gross revenues before. I say gross revenue because everyone always drops these numbers, me included, without talking about the profits. But coming into the fourth quarter, we're going to really do really well. And we try to look for, with these celebrity deals, is like with that one, we're going to probably have a 15% net margin after all expenses, after all cost of goods, after everything.
And is that kind of the goal when partnering with a celebrity, is to improve margin by needing to spend less in advertising, or maybe it increases return on ad spend? Where does my ROI or margin come into play when we make these kinds of deals?
Well, I think where it comes into play is in the pure volume, right? So you have the volume of customers. So again, whether it's Sofia Vergara or Bethany Frankel, or you're advertising to these fans. And obviously when they do an organic post, you make some sales. It's nice when they make a post and I'll say, oh, I saw $15,000, $20,000, $50,000 sales just come out of nowhere. But you know how that is. How much of that is, how much reach am I getting from Facebook and Instagram? I'm getting very little reach. So I've got to go push that post. So, but if you push it, and you push it and you push it, you just get more and more money. So now I have more customers. And now with our optimization, and we're doing a good job, and our email marketing strategies, we have a 24% return customer rate. And we're only 5 months into the game. So that's pretty good. Well, almost 1 out of 4, just under 1 out of 4 coming back buying something a second time, which that's what it's all about. It's about that lifetime value, right? So, and then we're building brand equity, and our goal, is we have a piece of that at the end of the day. So now we have an asset that 3 or 4 or 5 years down the road could be worth a lot of money.
Love it. So it's an extension asset of their kind of personal brand that they've built through that celebrity appeal. And now it's a physical asset, a digital asset, but it's a business to me is physical enough. There's people, there's inventory in this case, an asset that, is very tangible and sellable. So I like that.
Yeah.
Greg, we're out of time. When would people from the audience work with you? Where can they get a hold of you?
Well, they can go check out celebritylifestylebrands.com. And then we have our platform we have our print-on-demand platform that's free. And it's an e-commerce platform for kind of really making it easy to do print-on-demand. That's at launchcart.com. And then they can check me out personally at gregreiter.com. And you go sign up for one of our newsletters or something, and keep in touch with us, or follow us on Facebook. And we'll keep you guys up to speed on what's going on. And we are going to launch, and I'll be pulling and reaching out to you soon, Derek, at the SIBS Mastermind, the Celebrities, Influencers, and Brands Mastermind. We have so many deals come our way, we're turning them down. So I'm going to create a mastermind and have people that are in my mastermind, and I'm going to hand them deals. Because I can't, I don't have the human capital to execute on them. So I figured, well, if I have a mastermind, I can earn trust of that mastermind. I can see who we can trust. We can let them use our name and our brand recognition and give away clients in exchange for a fee, of course.
Yes, of course. But it makes sense. In some ways, this is a franchise model of what you've built here, because like you said, you're out of time, and this is one of those things that really there is a scalable component, but it only goes so far.
Yeah. And